Hey y'all, and welcome back to My Creative Life with Kel Sweetie, where we craft, we read books, and we love the holidays and do essentially whatever our creative hearts desire. Today, I am continuing with my Christmas haul series. I've been buying things here and there since, I want to say, the end of September, essentially ever since they've been putting out Christmas, and I've gathered together something of a haul. I've been meaning to film each one of these every time I went. Hadn't gotten to it, so it looks like we are dividing just everything up into a massive 4-part series type of haul. I felt like that would be a good way to go about this instead of having something that was going to end up being maybe an hour and a half long. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of see some of this. It's been a little bit since I saw it because I bought it back in September. So, you know, going through October and everything, it's kind of like rediscovering what you have. And today we are going to go over Homegoods, Ross, and one thing I bought from Home Depot. I thought that having some of these misfit children compared to some of the other stores that I bought from, they're much bigger than what today's will be, but I thought I'd group some of these together just to kind of show you a little bit of what I bought at some of these places. But yeah, let's get into it. So to start off, I'm gonna start with Ross, just because that was something that I bought before some of the other things that I bought in this girl. So I think that we should just go a little chronological. And excuse again some of the sound of the bags and stuff. I'm pulling them out as we go. We went to Ross, I want to say as the time that I'm filming this, about 2 or 3 weeks ago or something like that. We came across it, just decided to go in. I got so lucky with so many good Ross finds this year for Halloween, and I was hoping for the same luck for Christmas, and I haven't really been seeing as much like luck. I'm not a huge fan of Joanna Parker's Christmas lines, so I'm not too much looking for that. I more so prefer her for Halloween. I just haven't been seeing. I was telling somebody recently that during Halloween I feel like I had to tell myself stop, or that I was buying so frequently. I had a theme. I knew that I wanted to go with Halloween through the years, or like a vintage type of feel to it, heavy pumpkin and traditional feeling, Universal monsters. I feel like I definitely had a theme, and even so, I was just finding a good amount of things that could fit into that theme, or with the idea I had for this maximalist decor thing that I was going for. This year, I'm doing a village on a larger scale than I usually do on my shelf in my living room, and I'm going to be covering my bookshelf in it. So I feel like a lot of my focus has been on that, on like, you need houses, you need things for this village, which I'm still nervous about if I can pull off, being completely honest. While we're doing that and we have our Christmas theme, which this year will be the Polar Express, I feel like everything else as far as decor is concerned hasn't really been speaking to me. I see plenty of Santas. I see more Black Santas this year than I've ever probably seen, but the problem is there's not a lot in the vintage looking. I've learned that that's my whole thing, folksy, or with a combination of like this 50s vintage type Coca-Cola Santa look. And I've not seen a lot of Black Santas in that. I have seen them a lot in the gold and the silver and all of that. And if you're into that, you are probably like hitting the mother lode this year. But I cannot find a lot of Santas that don't look like the Santas I already have, because I don't want to buy, you know, 2 of something. Like, I don't want to buy a Santa that looks too close to another Santa I have. I really do. I don't just buy the Black Santas just to buy them. I do want them to look different. And the one Santa that I was like really wanting was kind of like a a Sleepy Time Santa that had cookies and milk. And it's at Michael's, and almost bought it, but I couldn't find one that wasn't broken, so I'm still looking for that. And they're like a little bit of a more miniature size, which I like. I feel like I have a lot of big Santas. All this Santa talk just to say, I just don't feel like I'm in the same I'm finding stuff type of thing as I've been in recent years. Now, keep in mind, these hauls, I'm doing these hauls, and I'm doing like a 4-part series of hauls, Of course, those hauls are over me buying things over, 3 months before we're going to even hit like December. So in the grand scheme of that, these maybe aren't as large, especially for some people who are huge Christmas decorators. And especially in comparison to what I was buying and how much I was buying during Halloween. Keep in mind, I am not trying to tell you to like go out and spend money. I'm happy that I'm not spending a ton of money, and I'm also happy that I'm not just spending money to be spending money. Let's make that absolutely clear. But I just don't feel like there's a lot of gingerbread this year. And while my partner loves the gingerbread and we have sequestered it to the kitchen, so this year expect that. I'm not a big fan of it around the rest of the house. I think it's very cute for the kitchen because that's where gingerbread cookies are made. But I don't love it for like everything else in the rest of the house and everything. I'm very kind of traditional Christmas that way. And I just don't feel like it's really hitting the mark outside of some of the things that I'm very set on like decorating for this year, like the Polar Express tree or my Christmas village. You'll see in some of these that seems to be a lot of some of the things that I bought is just trying to build out what will happen up here on the bookshelf. Yeah, it's just like a little rant that I kind of had this year. I just don't feel like there's been a lot of traditional Christmas out this year, vintage looking Christmas, my opinion. And as far as the Black Santas go, while amazing and lovely to like have so many options as far as Black Santas are concerned, they're not really hitting the mark for me in the sense of like a traditional looking Santa or a vintage looking Santa. I would love if, next year, some of these plates that have a more Coca-Cola 50s vintage looking Santa, we could offer some of those in more racially ambiguous or Black Santas. And that's the stuff that I like, and have not seen much of it, so I've not been buying much, especially at Homegoods, Ross, and Marshall's, and places like that where I'm usually going in and dropping $30, $35 every visit during the Halloween season. And that, it's a double-sided thing because that kind of means, okay, well, I'm gonna have to craft some more things this year. And I will say, as far as pricing is concerned, it seems all over the place. We are dealing with inflation right now for certain. There doesn't seem to be consistency in the pricing. Today we had gone to Walmart and there were blow molds for outside that were pretty cute. They look like little traditional Christmas candles as little stakes that you could put up your walkway. I almost bought them. There were 3 in the pack. They wanted $20 for it. But if you looked a little bit further down the aisle, they had same size and everything. They had Christmas gnomes that were blow molds, and they wanted, I think it was $15. And it just didn't make sense to me that they were essentially the same thing, just different characters, were priced at completely different price points. And then if you went further down, which we almost bought, but we found out they weren't LED or battery operated, there was going to be a cord and we didn't like the look of that, were these colorful Christmas lights. They look like Christmas bulbs, but they were stakes. But they just look like big Christmas bulbs, and I kind of like the look of it. They only wanted $12 for those, so it just didn't seem, there doesn't seem to be a clear consensus on how much you want to charge for some things. Now, it's not a part of this video, but look out for my Target Walmart Christmas haul video where, I'll go through a good amount of like the houses that I got, because I feel like Walmart really hit the mark with my Christmas villages this year. Thank goodness for them, because that's where I'm getting a lot of my buildings that kind of give that Department 56 kind of look. Those were priced great. I feel like they were quite large and they're around $18. I think I even got a water tower that was for $9. Then you would turn around and you would have, I think we were going back and forth on a figurine. And the figurine, we didn't know if it was going to be the right size to some of the Max characters that we already have. But the figurine they wanted $9 for, but wanted another one for $3. It was just, I get inflation. We're at inflation. We're all feeling it. But just have some continuity or some consistency with your pricing. I don't want to go too much further into it. That is my rant. I hope that that is my only time that I kind of rant about it this Christmas. But it's just kind of weird to me. I'm fine with accepting the inflation. I'm not fine with it, but we're in it. I just want some sort of consistency when you're pricing your items. So we're saying that going into what I've bought at Ross, because I did find some nice things surprisingly on this trip at Ross. One of them being these decorative bells. We got this for $6, which again, this is why I love Ross. They're selling some of the same things that you would find at Homegoods. I've found the same thing at Homegoods at Ross, and I don't know if it's, I don't know what it is, but Ross will charge you way less. I was surprised that this was only $6. I do not want the actual garland. I want to cut the bells off. It's for the Christmas tree, and any gold bells I was finding this year were tiny, or they wanted far too much. They would want $6 for one bell this size. All else fails if I start decorating and I'm like, maybe I don't need those bells. I can put them up around the archway leading into the rest of the house from the living room. But this was $6 and I definitely wanted the bells. Another thing, as I mentioned before, my partner loves the gingerbread look this year. It's not that I'm against gingerbread, I just don't want it all over the house. And there's been a ton of gingerbread this year. But one thing I did think was adorable was this gingerbread dispenser. It is so cute. One thing about the gingerbread that I don't really too much care for is how much of that sparkle glitter sugar goes on them, and it just flakes off. You have to use some sort of sealant or hairspray in order for it not to just flake off all over the place. I don't want it all over the place. This though was nice because it had minimal of that sugar glitter. It was $8, but I hadn't seen anything much like this, and we wanted to use this for our kitchen dispenser. We already have a bathroom one, but we thought with the gingerbread theme throughout our kitchen, this would be perfect for it. And we think that this was also a good size. It wasn't something teeny tiny. I feel like a lot of the decorative dispensers, because of the sculpture of it, there's no room left for the soap, so you're refilling it like basically every week. And we felt like this was still like a pretty good size, and it was a tall one. So that was one of our pickups as well. We also, as I've mentioned in many Christmas videos now, we put together a Friendsmas every year, and our dinner set that we piecemeal together is based off of the Spode Christmas tree. And we found some of these decorative napkins for $3 a piece. You get, how many? 40 napkins in here. And we just thought these would be so cute to have with our set whenever we have Friendsmas. We won't need this many, of course, but just kind of stacking up for years to come, because we don't plan on getting rid of our Spode dinner set, and we don't plan on getting rid of Friendsmas. But yeah, at $3 a pack, we were like, that's fine. We'll just stack up on whatever they have. Last, we picked up was my Christmas mug. So one thing me and my partner love to do every year for Halloween and Christmas is get our own mug. We get really one. You can have one. Now, do we pick up more? Yes, which we already have kind of this year. But all things considered, you usually get like one your special mug and everything. And one thing that I loved this Halloween that I found was a mug that had a topper. And it said trick or treat on it, and it had a little ghost on it with a little basket. It was so, so cute. And I love the toppers because I have a bad tendency of letting my coffee sit. I like to pour my coffee first when it's like really done so that it can cool down, because fresh out of the pot is too hot for me personally. But then it's kind of like now you've waited too long and now it's too cold, and now you can't reheat it because it never tastes the same. It's a whole thing. So I got that and I loved it. I could sit there and actually enjoy my coffee and not feel rushed to drink it, especially since I drink my coffee and everything while I'm doing other things in the morning. So I was looking for a Christmas mug this year with a topper, and I certainly found that. Look how adorable this is, and it's not tiny. That is the one thing I get annoyed with some of these decorative mugs, is how tiny they are. I am a guzzler when it comes to coffee, and I don't want some tiny like espresso shot, you know? I don't drink espresso, I drink pour over. You know, I just don't want something too small. This mug I felt like was the perfect size, and the topper just fits on it so like I love looking at it. Like, just that's sitting in front of me. That little Christmas little tree is just gonna be sitting in front of me while I work on my morning work. I absolutely thought this was just so cute and traditional. It had this adorable little bear on the top of it. It's so good. I couldn't see myself finding anything better. My partner was like, you have to get that. You absolutely have to. It has the candy cane little handle on it. It's so cute, hand painted. $5. So we went to HomeGoods and we found some Spode dinnerware things that we just couldn't leave without. Now, what I'm about to show you was pricey, and we did split it just because we were like, we have plenty of plates. We don't have enough bowls, to be honest. Serving bowls and things to like, just like, you know, hey, here's a turkey, you know, or the chicken that we roast every year or something. Like, we don't have bowls like that, so we end up using whatever we kind of have, and we want something that looks like it goes with the set. We found a Spode round bowl. It's quite big. We want to use it probably for like one of our roasted vegetables or something along those lines. It was $30, which I don't personally appreciate, but we both were like, even like the dinner sets that we've thrifted, we've not found any like serving bowls. Lots of plates, cups, not enough bowls. So we were like, we're gonna get it. And it is so cute. It has the little Spode Christmas tree right there in the middle with a little bit of mistletoe up at the top. And then on the sides, you have that again with some holly and mistletoe on the sides. There's mistletoe on this side and holly on this side with the green lit around. It's just a really good sized bowl to serve things in. Last year, you know, we were just using whatever china we had in our cabinets, and you know, it's just, you start to collect a dinner set and you want it all to kind of look put together and everything. So in some circumstances like this, it's just, we didn't want to wait to try and find something at the thrift that would fit, and we thought this was just really good, so we didn't want to pass it up. Again, $30, but it also is a big bowl that we know that we really wanted. Another thing that we were like, love this, and it wasn't as expensive. It was $13, and it was the Spode salad servers. We probably will not be using them for salad servers. To be honest, they both are pretty much like, one's like a spork and one's a spoon. Yeah, we're probably just gonna use them as like servers just for the course. But I opened them up today, and I hadn't looked at them yet, and they're just so nice. So nice. I think that they have this, I don't know if that's porcelain or if, I don't know what that is. I don't know what the bottom of this server is made out of. It doesn't say. It does say hand wash only, which we don't own a dishwasher. So I don't know, but this is the spoon. They look so nice and vintage, and just, it's gonna look so nice with our serving set, with the rest of our set, and I'm really excited to see what it all looks like all put together. Yeah, I just, for $13, I think that's a good price to buy new, and it's gonna look so good with the rest of our set. Now, with that being said, will I get more Spode Christmas things at HomeGoods or Marshall's or wherever? Possibly, especially if there's something that's not a plate. Maybe if it's a serving dish or I don't know. But we pretty much have enough plates, in my opinion. I need to take count of how many we have to see, because I know this year we're going to invite more people than we have before. And yeah, of course you want a serving set, but I do know that we already have enough plates. I just think that this was so cute to have something very different, and I feel like these like things that feel like kind of one-off really kind of pull the whole set together for it to feel like, oh, that's a set. You didn't just find those. Oh, you know what would be nice is a carving knife. It's never enough, is it? But that's what we got from HomeGoods. The last thing that I will be showing, I'm so excited about it because I can't wait to see it. And also finish like some DIYs I have planned for it. And that is from Home Depot. And it was this 9-foot Christmas train set. You might be asking, Kelsey, why are you so excited about that? And I'll tell you why. Our theme this year on our Christmas tree is the Polar Express. One thing that is important about the Polar Express is that the Polar Express is a train. You cannot have a Polar Express theme and not have a running train. And that was one of the main reasons why we kind of chose this theme, because my partner really wanted a train for the tree. Getting the actual Polar Express train is expensive. Those things are $100 and up, and I'm just not spending that much on a train set. I don't care how deep the theme is. It just doesn't make sense. I'm not spending that much on a train set. Luckily, I didn't have to. This was $35. It was $35. It comes with the, there's a little bit of glare, the train engine, and it has a caboose, and it has a coal space or whatever. I thought this was so cute, and what I plan on doing is right now it has a red and silver look to it. I want to just use some acrylic paint and paint it to look like the Polar Express, which shouldn't be too hard because a majority of the Polar Express is black except for the passenger trains, which are a light blue and a burgundy red. There are these parts that are stickers. I have sticker paper and I want to print out some stickers that just say Polar Express, like how it does on the side of the train cars in the movie. So honestly, I think that it looks pretty much like it. It makes all you need is batteries. It mounts to the tree trunk, and that was the biggest thing I loved about it, was that it doesn't run on the ground, because personally I didn't love the idea of having a train on the ground, because we like to slowly put gifts under the tree as the month goes on, and you buy gifts and you secretly wrap them, and then all of a sudden you have gifts under the tree and you start to see more and more of them until it's Christmas Day. I love that look. Growing up, I loved the look of having gifts under the tree slowly kind of build under the tree over the month and stuff like that. I didn't too much care for it because I still wanted to do that. Now, I can still do that because this mounts to your tree trunk, and there's no picture of it on the actual, there's a small picture right here. You can't really see that, but you can mount it to the tree trunk so that it runs around the tree. I don't know how that works. I can't wait to see it in action, and I hope it works, because that will look amazing, that we can turn on the train and see it run through the tree, around the tree, and like parts of it and everything. I think that's gonna look so amazing, and I can't wait to see it. But at $35, really thought that was such a good price for a train that would do something like that. Every other train set that we've seen, even on Amazon and everything, they really don't get any cheaper than that $35 limit. And with the way this one looks, we thought that sounded great. The other ones seem very small, or just were strange inside, or again, they didn't mount on the tree. The Polar Express ones, they wanted $80, $90, $100, and I just wasn't willing to pay that. So I'm really excited to see this on the tree. I'm really excited to see what it looks like once I finish some of my ideas for how to turn this into more of a Polar Express train. So expect that. I really want to do a Polar Express tree DIY crafting video, because I really do want to make some tickets that look like they've been punched by the conductor to add as ornaments into the tree. So that is essentially it for today's haul. You got a little bit of a rant and a short little haul of some finds that we found at HomeGoods and Ross, as well as a great find at Home Depot. I'm excited to look through some of the other things, but also expect some longer videos coming soon, because while I am breaking these up, I have a Michaels haul that's coming up that is, it's got a good amount of things in it. Smaller things, but a good amount of things. My Walmart haul is one that's going to be Behold, and my Target one, I've had a few more things than I thought I did get from Target. I will say, I don't feel like Target really hit the mark as much as it has had in other years, although their dollar section hit it for me specifically. So keep a lookout for those videos if you want to see what I mean by that, and if you want to see more, expect more Christmas content coming. I'm just getting the ball rolling, and I'm looking forward to decorating the house as well as doing some Christmas crafts to get everything ready for the Christmas season. So look forward to that. Thank you for watching. Subscribe down below, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.